Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of Parton the Interruption. I'm here with a couple good friends, and in the Christmas spirit, we watched the terrible 2000 Nickelodeon's movie called Snow Day. The original plan was to watch Jingle All the Way 2, starring Larry the Cable Guy.
And co-starring Cancer.
Fortunately for us, that's not on Netflix, so we made do. Now, because this is such a fucking atrocious film, John and I enlisted a little bit of help this year. So with me is my good friends Paul, Dwight, Amy, and Matthew. They've seen a lot of terrible films, especially with us, and I guess some of them are a little more qualified than others to talk about a few things. Not as much about this movie, though. So, Dwight, what's Snow Day about? Is it about a snow day, or is it about something deeper?
I think it's definitely about something deeper. I mean, it's kind of an analogy for the part of us...
Okay, we get it. John, what's Snow Day about?
Snow Day is about a fucking revolution. It's about these kids brutally, victimizing adults and property damage. It's basically property damage the movie. Because...
So, when a massive blizzard hits Syracuse, New York...
liver.
Massive liver also hits Syracuse, New York. It's my inflamed liver.
That's a second movie.
As the kids say, my liver grew 3 sizes that day.
I've come to filter out your toxins.
So as a massive blizzard hits Syracuse, New York, school is canceled. Yeah, it's only about 2 feet. School is canceled, and a whole bunch of kids do things. The protagonist, I guess, is trying to hook up with this one lady in a very creepy manner. His sister's trying to prolong the snow days, and a lot of zany anecdotes happen.
Well, when you say it's only about 2 feet, that's not true, because the snow is, plot sensitive.
It adjusts when it's needed.
Exactly. It's like
The
smart
snow's
snow.
as deep as it needs to be.
Well, because there was the scene where the kid's mom is like, "Oh, I'm gonna drive out in my car. Oh, wait, there's 5 feet of snow outside the garage." And she goes around to the front door, and it's like, meh.
Yeah, it's even in this. It's not even just it changes between shots, because when the principal of the school comes out of his door, first story's fine. There's barely even on the stoop, and then he goes out to his car, and it's covered up to 3/4 of the way through the top window in snow.
Well, the principal's cursed to begin with because he's having the shittiest day ever as under attack by snow
demonic little
ninjas.
fuckwads are harassing him.
Yeah,
That's
day.
the theme of this movie, is that kids are monsters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He gets. Can
Holiday.
we say at the end, what happens to him, at the very end of the movie?
I don't
They
think
get into his
people would
house,
care
like,
about
spoilers.
snow days.
Spoiler alert!
From
He gets
14
home.
years ago, 15 years ago.
Oh my god.
How old are we?
I'm done.
With last night's record snowfall taking everyone by surprise, it seems the entire area has ground to a halt. Roads are blocked, businesses are shut down, and listen carefully, schools are officially closed.
I need to go make a family.
No, don't make a family, because they'll turn out like these kids.
So the principal gets home, and
I'll kill
he's been
myself.
getting pelted with fucking snowballs the whole day, and he finally gets into his own home, and where you think it would stop, there's a massive barrage at the very end, and it's just an endless cycle of this guy getting shit on.
And also, we never see
Forever.
the kids. We only see the snowballs. So we have no idea how
It could
many.
be
We don't even know
disembodied
if it's
snow, just
What
being
is it?
tossed at him from God.
It's ice elementals.
Stephen King
Yeah.
novel.
Well,
There's
so-
a Stephen
Yeah,
King adaptation.
exactly.
I like that idea. I
Yeah.
like that this is the Stephen King
It-
adaptation.
it'd be
Well, we
like,
did talk about
Jack
how
Frost.
most of what's in this movie could be put into a horror movie with no changes. Or
Very
minimal changes.
Yeah.
Change the
I think
score.
slightly soundtrack changes.
Yeah.
Take out the smash. No, leave the Smash Mouth.
Leave the Smash Mouth. That's horrifying enough.
Also, that's to call back to our
Jingle All the
Jingle
Way
All the Way
review.
review.
That was a perfect
time
slice
capsule
of the 90s. This is perfect 2000s, early 2000s,
Which are still
great
nice.
slice. True, it was kind of like the washover from the 90s, but you got the Smash Mouth, you had the,
You had the
Aesthetic.
protagonist's hair.
yeah, you had the, that's still unpopular today.
He was wearing a leather and lamb wool coat.
I feel like you would still wear that.
I would not fucking wear that. I don't wear leather. I don't have a bowl
That's-
cut. I don't wear one of those
You
stupid
said
hats with
nothing
the
about
dangles
the
on the
bowl
side.
Also,
But that was the popular thing for the time.
It was a popular thing for the time. You know what else was popular for the time? Being a really creepy fucking teenager.
Claire, I know you're watching.
What is this? Frank, pan off him.
I say try something new. Me. It's a snow day, Claire. Anything can happen.
In the 90s,
Those are always relevant.
I made the comment that in the 90s, apparently it was okay for children to do really horribly awkward and socially risque things to each other. So what I mean by this is that the kid finds this woman's well, first he's like staring at her and like telling his friends about how like what she likes to do and all these like random weird creepy shit that he's observed her doing.
Information that he could only know if he stalked her.
Yeah, if he stalked her. And there he's watching her like about to dive into the pool, and then he's like gonna go say something witty to her, and he gets up and then fucking slips like an idiot, and then lands in the pool, and then he's like, I wanted to drown that day. And instead of drowning, he finds her ankle bracelet. And it has a whale on it, so he keeps it, and he wants to give it back to her, but doesn't have the stones to do it. So he like obsesses over it. He like tries to put it on, and he probably smells it and does, plaster it to the wall with something. But
I feel like you need to set the scene a little better because it's dark. They're playing some kind of vaguely creepy 80s love song. Was it I Can't Fight This Feeling Anymore?
No,
something
it
like
was,
that?
was it that? No.
And he's, like, looking at the bracelet and, like, touching it. And, like,
the song was Goodbye Horses, and there was a bunch of women's skin behind him, and his name was Buffalo Bill.
Seriously! Well, and then, like, he gets on live TV and is like, I love you, I know that you like this kind of bubblegum. And, like, that's the other, like, Chevy Chase plays his dad.
Oh my god.
And his dad is a meteorologist who has a subplot that's stupid. And then his dad...
To be fair, the main plot's pretty stupid.
Yeah,
too.
well... The main plot is the plot of, like... It's like the Iranian Revolution, almost, but with kids.
It's an apt metaphor.
It is.
Chevy Chase does dress like the Ayatollah at one point, so... and I'm thinking here, and I'm like, in any other situation, I mean, the kids, or we assume the kids, find their way into the... I mean, they break and enter, they steal a plow, they destroy property, I mean, they throw a fucking snowball at the plow driver, he crashed into some dude's Mercedes in the street.
Well, and that is the main plot of the movie, is that the main character, while he's trying to woo a girl who is definitely not a teenager, his sister is hearing action figures talk to her and hallucinating and decides to try to make snow days forever by stealing the snowplow and unplowing the street.
Tying him up to a sign overnight.
Oh yeah,
This man has died of exposure by the next canceled day.
we have to take a moment to like dive into the psyche of the fucking snowplow man, who we haven't really brought up, is the creepiest motherfucker ever.
He's Chris Elliott.
To bait
Is he
him,
played by,
He's Chris
Chris
Elliott.
Evans?
No, it's Chris...
Chris Evans.
he's played by Captain America, and to bait this motherfucker,
Yes.
they use a dead child.
The
He's not
Winter
actually
Soldier.
dead.
Did we find out what happened when she grew up? Because she's probably in Syria right now.
Didn't she become...
Yeah,
I thought she was,
grew up and she
didn't
founded
she-
ISIS.
right?
Didn't she grow up and then do Harriet Tubman Explains...
No, that's
Harriet the Spy.
no, that's Michelle Trachtenberg.
Oh.
And that was, I think, before this was Harriet the Spy.
I
But we were
want
discussing.
to write the series. Harriet Tubman explains it all. Yeah,
Something
like her
nonsense.
ex-boyfriend like rides up in a Mustang and is basically like, "Get in the car," and then like.
And then he rides up in a
And then he rides in a
snowmobile,
snowmobile.
which is the Mustang of the snow.
All the men are either Josh Peck, who is Josh Peck, and farts a lot at random intervals.
He does.
The joke is that he's fat. Did you
Yeah,
guys
so
get
yeah,
that?
so there's just the fat kid, and then there's the black
He's
kid.
like, they cut to him when they were like announcing the snow day, and he's like breathing into a bag,
with
and
a
he has
huge-
like a leaning tower of Pisa made out of pancakes on a plate.
There's no way of human stomach content. can-
They had too
especially
many
a child.
characters, so they just got
Don't underestimate
reduced
Josh.
the little pockets of things. Like, what should be, so there are kind of two main trios in the movie. Like the the older trio, which is trying to get that dude laid with Claire Danes or whatever her name is. And then the
Claire Bonner.
younger one, Claire Bonner, whatever. And the one
Claire
younger
Bonner.
trio that's trying to get the permanent snow days, the younger trio is the lady with psychosis, Josh Peck, who's just the fat kid who farts, and then the black kid who doesn't even get a name.
And he pees in a bag and fills it with snow.
Yeah.
If that was
That's
his
Gatorade.
pee in a bag, yeah, he needs to go see a urologist, because that's bright green.
Yeah, it's I said he probably took a lot of vitamin B pills, and that's the dye.
That's the good.
That's the
They had
so-
too many
so-
characters, and they ended up with too few characters.
Yeah,
A lot of them should
the
be
other
dead,
guy
frankly.
who's not the protagonist.
He gets maybe 10 minutes. It's supposed
He
to be like tell the best
disappears
friend.
at a certain
Yeah.
point in the movie.
Well,
And you
after
think that at the
it was
end he
after
would
the
come back
scene.
and be like, "Oh, hey, you like." Spoiler alert! Fuck you. The main character eventually gets together with his best girlfriend, who has been like pining from the entire time, and then also like being his wingman and talking him up to Claire.
He disappears right after the scene where they're all trying to get in Claire Bond's pants, and he was like, "I will stab you in the back to get at that." And
Yeah.
he just
And you would
disappears.
expect that there would be a scene later where
And
they
then
all
he
get
makes
back
some kind of
together and he's
reconciliation,
like, "Oh, you guys are great," and maybe he gets together with another girl, something like that to tie up all
That's
loose
the
ends.
trope you
But
expect.
he just disappeared.
Maybe see. I think the deleted scenes show that when the friends get together, he really gets together with Claire Bonner, and he's like one of those like Animal House things, and you're like, and 30 years later, they had a divorce because he was an abusive husband. Like,
Because he wouldn't stop making French fries.
he neglected his wife and kids. One of them died. He lost custody, and he can't afford alimony. He's out of a mental institution made out of French fries.
I will say, I don't think it is a terribly constructed film. It is a troperific and cliche, and ultimately distastefully trite film. But I think it was at least sort of competently made.
Oh, there are like glimmering pockets of competence, but let's not go overboard.
Yeah, people
Chevy
say their
Chase
lines
was-
correctly, and
Yeah.
everything's very well lit.
Well, do you
and
think as a child you would have liked
the
it?
shots are mostly in
I
focus?
think I liked it as a child.
I think I
remember
liked it as a
seeing
child,
this
too.
in
Kierkegaard
theaters.
says specifically of children that we're lacking in spirit because they're a bunch of fucking idiots. So,
Well, I like it.
That's
as
funny because I was about to say yes, children are fucking idiots.
I-
So they'll like
This is a
anything.
movie- No, children are
Okay.
fucking psychopaths. That's what this movie taught us.
And
That
a
if you
22-year-old.
if you try to
well, that's the best.
if you try to mess with the snow day, they will kill you.
That's the thing. Like as a kid, we're probably like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
DEFCON
Snow
5,
Day.
Power to the people." They're
Yeah.
Fuck the
Day's
snowplow
forever.
man.
And as an adult, you're like, "He's just a guy doing a job. You tied him to a sign and left him overnight."
Because
What's gonna happen to his magpie? It's not native.
I know, right?
Because
They
when
don't do well in the cold weather.
when you're a
Magpies are
child,
indigenous.
you have this sort of innocence about snow days. It's like, oh,
But
snow
it's
days,
like
it's
your-
freedom.
But
But
yeah.
when you're an adult, you realize, oh, it's a snow day. Some homeless people died last night.
But I don't.
There were accidents this morning. People trying to get to work because it was icy. Because they don't
Yeah.
get snow days. Now, snow days are kind of ruined.
Well,
but
I
it's-
think in the
okay,
younger
but I
days-
don't know
Rest in
any-
peace, snow day.
Pull one out of the
Throw it
snow.
out.
I think snow days, as a child, it used to be that you get to do all these things in snow.
Tupac lives in Syracuse.
Whereas now, snow days, whenever I have to go to the lab, snow days fucking suck. Snow days don't mean anymore I get to do things in snow. Snow days mean I have to do things in snow. I have to drive across Southside Bethlehem. I have to walk across this godforsaken Lehigh campus, no offense, Matthew, to get to this lab in the snow. It's
Oh,
not like
beautiful
I get to go
Okay,
snow
up and down this
sleigh.
fucking
But-
icy hill.
Yes,
Yes.
it is a hazard.
Here's the
Up
thing
above
about
ways.
this movie, and here's why his sister is fucking bonkers. Is that I don't know any kid, like, if you're a kid, you get a snow day, you're like, oh, that's awesome. And if you find out you have to go to school tomorrow, you're like, oh, well, that was fun. I got a day off. You're not like, I have to go to school tomorrow? Not if I can help it.
I will
And
kill
you
him.
don't go hijack, first of all, kidnap a snowplow man's bird. And then
That's just dirty.
exchange
really
it
sad.
exchange it for your friend who the snowplow man's holding hostage.
straps to the front of his snowplow and drives
Oh, yeah.
it through a field.
This is like some
I got
Mad Max shit. Everyone in this movie is crazy and sexually deviant.
That's what happens when snow falls. Civilization falls, technology falls, then it's just about who can survive and who gets ketchup put on their chest.
Cats and dogs living together, it's crazy.
well, here I used to throw snowballs at cars. You know what happened? The police would come.
Yeah, well, that's like when we were talking about when the snowplow driver lashes Josh Peck to the front of his plow, like out of a fucking Mad Max movie. Like, you'd think a cop would like pass and be like, woo woo. Like,
Police had a snow day too, John. They couldn't enforce the law.
You also,
Wait a second, were there any cops in this movie
No.
anywhere?
That's
not
what
ever.
happens on snow days is anarchy falls. They're like,
That's
well,
what this movie taught us.
There was no
I-
law but the children.
I am afraid.
there
for
is
the
no
coming
law
winter.
but the law of force.
So this movie is now called
And his
Anarchy Day.
sister.
Yeah,
understood that.
it's
Someone said Lord of the Flies, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
yes,
Lord
it
of
is
the
Lord of
Flies.
the
Lord of the Flies.
Especially because they like get together to kill the snowplow driver dead. Like, every kid in the neighborhood comes out, and they're wearing like hockey masks and have sticks.
Well, if we really want to call it Lord of the Flies, there's the whole hallucination where the child hears the action figure tell her to rise up.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Oh,
bring it.
man.
I feel
It's
bad
like,
for Josh
hey, you
Peck.
might have a
Like,
snow day.
How did he hyperventilate at the announcement of a snow day, but he wasn't fucking dying when he was strapped to
Yeah.
a snowplow?
Well, he couldn't breathe into a bag or have pancakes.
He
at
just
that
kind
time.
of like
Like-
blacked out at that point.
I was gonna say the hyperventilation came from the combination of him having pancakes in front of him and the soda.
Aw, Josh
He was
Peck.
about to enter into a diabetic coma.
This and the anarchy of
Don't
this
even-
movie, the instability of this movie, prepped him for his role in Red Dawn.
I just want to talk more about the sociological implications, because I mean, besides the
No,
pedophilia,
that's totally fair.
besides the
There's a lot
pedophilia,
of
because
them.
I mean, I was thinking back to then like my childhood with Nickelodeon. Now that I am an adult, like it's funny, like looking back on it, going besides the issues of like infrastructure, like these people are just trying to go to work, like the stuff that they used to depict in Nickelodeon back in the '90s was like everything that Cartoon Network now tells you is like fucking crippling to a child's psyche. Like, everything that goes, like, I'll use the example of Hey Arnold, where, like, there was the kid, I forget his name was, like, Ernie or something, when he was, like,
Yeah,
there was the fat Harold, and then there was Gerald with his fucking, like, abusive brother, and, like, the family that doesn't care about him, and, like, fucking Helga's dad's, like, the fucking beeper guy who doesn't have time for his children and loves, like, the older sibling. So it's, like, I understand there's, like, a kind of microcosm going on there, but, like, she fucking punches him in the face. Like, when he's, like, behind him, she, like, hits him in the face. And then in this movie, it's like, okay, children, what do we do? Okay, it's totally acceptable for you to throw snowballs at a man driving a vehicle with a giant fucking plow at the front of it. Or, okay, children, it's okay for you to totally steal municipal property and then chain the municipal employee. Like, that's like if I was like, UPS man, you fucking didn't bring my packages on time, so I'm gonna hijack your UPS vehicle.
Wait, you mean you haven't done that?
Well, no,
His name's Dustin, he's actually a pretty cool guy.
It would be more like
I don't know if Syracuse, if New York State, from one time living in New York State, I don't know if they have the 3 strikes law. But that little girl has committed a few felonies in that film. And the instant someone catches her, if they find that snowplow man dead on the sign, realistically speaking, they're going to find her and catch her, and she's going away for a long time. It's probably why we haven't seen her in any recent
They
films.
ran over. She ran over a guy with a snowplow. Like that kid is like fine in the snow in the movie, but his ribs destroyed.
Yeah, that's the bully who the ex-boyfriend who is the main like antagonist.
You wanted him,
and
yeah.
I loved him. He reminded me of the blonde guy from Karate Kid.
Realistically speaking, first off, you know, at best, a foot of snow is fucking nothing for Syracuse, New York. 2, apparently the entirety of Syracuse, New York has 1 snowplow driver. Exactly one.
That's the other
it.
thing, is that there's this charmingly naive concept in this movie where the climax takes place when the snowplow reaches
the last
unplowed
road.
street.
It's like, doesn't matter.
And they're
He's
like,
done.
And they're
he
like,
says it.
oh,
He says,
if
I've
we-
won.
Exactly. They're like, if we stop him, we'll get to keep getting snow day. It's like, no, that's not how it works. There's not like a 100% completion needed to lift a snow day. The ending of the movie leaves a lot of loose ends. Like we talked about his friend who disappeared. We have the snowplow driver still chained up and presumably dying of exposure.
I was surprised we found out about the principal. Because he seemed like a starting main character or main antagonist.
He's pretty okay. He's like just a pretty okay guy.
He's a decent.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
no,
would've
he was
thought
an
we had
asshole in the
nothing to-
beginning.
But we have nothing else
Well,
to
no,
gauge him
they
on.
introduce him and are like, oh, the principal is a target for #1 for students on snow days. And you would think that, having introduced that, and he seems kind of douchey when you first introduced him.
He would be the main antagonist, but he's not.
Or
You
you would
just
think
see-
that he would join forces with the snowplow driver.
He's just
Be like,
assaulted.
we have to stop the kids.
No, he talks to them.
That's
He's
not
like,
just a
he just
gag.
has pleasant conversation
Yeah, he
with
comes
you.
up to the protagonist. He's like, hey, how's it going? Oh, not much. Just running for my life from kids with snowballs. And then, like, at the end, they only bring him back to show him being broken in his own home.
Yeah, I thought he would be an antagonist, but no, we just see him being
He's just a victim.
accosted,
Yeah.
assaulted the whole time.
The other thing that I was surprised didn't happen is that
salt. His hardwood floors are just. If you have hardwood floors, it's destroyed.
That's the worst
And
part.
That's
the worst part is that rock salt will destroy his hardwood floors.
That is
it is
the-
nice principal home.
I remember associating myself with the gang of children as a child, and then by the end of this movie thinking, I don't know if I want to be that.
It's
That
like
guy hasn't done anything.
Speaking
I don't
of
know if
Nickelodeon, it is like the transition as adults. When you're kids, you see SpongeBob, and you're like, oh, SpongeBob is this fun guy, and Squidward is this old fuddy-duddy. And now when you're old, it's like SpongeBob is this annoying little shithole. And Squidward is this broken man that society has torn down.
Squidward has a stable job. He can play the clarinet.
He has a
He's got his
hobby.
own house.
He's an artist.
He paints.
He's got hobbies. He has hobbies.
Handsome
SpongeBob.
Handsome.
Yeah.
SpongeBob is this horrifically terrible human being.
Well, and that's the other thing.
Well,
is
let's
that-
not use the words human being because he's not.
Yeah, he's
He's
just
this horrifically terrible, spongy
He is much more absorbent and yellow and porous. Also, the thing that I expected to happen by the end of it was that there would be some sort of sympathy invested in the snowplow man. Like maybe we would find out that as a kid, his mom would never let him play outside in the snow, or something like that.
Or some kind
where
of,
where the people
reasoning.
would, like some sort of excuse that explains why he's so anti-snow day. No, there is no sympathy invested in him. The kids ruthlessly defeat him and leave him for dead.
It's
And
simple
that's like-
malice.
It's
I wonder what happens to his magpie.
I like that.
It probably picks out his
Well,
eyeballs.
He was
once
shot
he
by an
sees.
Englander because.
It's squawking at him when he's tied up, and he's like,
No,
what's
so
his
John's
name,
probably
Rudy?
right
And
then.
She's like, Rudy.
Probably
Yeah.
Trudy.
Rudy.
I mean, the
Or it dies because the magpie
Rudy.
should be out in the snow.
You see the kids in the snow, and they took my plow and were like, "It's not stupid about 14 alligators."
I don't even know where I got a magpie. Claire, you look very nice in your swimsuit. Have some of this drink.
Maybe the only thing his heart really loves is his bird, Trudy.
I was gonna say why I liked it when I was younger when it came out was that it was a little girl who was the main girl in like the child's plot. It was actually
she
a
knows
girl,
what the fuck's
and
up.
she
That's cool.
liked the comic book stuff, and she was kind of nerdy, and she like took charge. So as a little girl, that was cool.
Yeah, she's.
I
one of
can
the
accept
few-
everything you guys are saying, but I'm just
No.
saying that
She,
while
she's a
when I was a
sociopath,
kid,
but
I
sociopaths
thought
are
that
strong.
was cool.
She's
No,
a strong.
that little girl is a strategist and organizer on the level of like the Desert Fox.
What if they're all just like friendly with the snowplow man? Like, what if like Chris Elliott's just a guy that they know and talk to? Like, remember, like
It's the warped viewpoint of these kids. Where
Yeah.
this man is a monster. Everybody's like,
my
oh,
mailman's
he's a
missing
snowplow
teeth.
man.
He's a great
He
guy.
helps me get my fucking car out so I can go to work and do my job to feed my fucking family. No, snow day forever.
Yeah, you won't have that stack of flapjacks if I wasn't
Mom
able to
can't go to
get
work.
That weird. The one family where the mom's like crying because the kids are stuck at home. Like it's like the kids
I
are
fucking
snowing,
had-
snowing.
Oh,
She's
that
just like
is out of nowhere.
That family never gets referenced. I thought
Yeah.
that family would do something. I thought
Yeah,
that woman would be
there's,
one
that
of
was
their moms.
observational
Well, okay, so
inclusion
to-
for
to-
the,
Yeah, it was really just to say,
literally-
like, there's not just white people in this film.
To add context, there's like a montage of various characters in the movie learning about the fact that
The
there's
snow
a snow
day,
day.
yeah.
And it keeps cutting to this random African American family of like a wife and like 5 kids, and we've never seen them before.
We never see them ever
And
again.
then it says that there's a snow day, and her kids are all like cheering, and she is bursting into tears, and then we never see her again.
It was just Nickelodeon saying,
'cause they
no,
killed her.
We have
She
racial
killed herself.
diversity in this film. Because I don't believe there's any people of minority in Harriet Tubman.
no, one of the
No, not that one
non-speaking
at all.
friends of Claire is Asian. That counts.
There's the one, yeah, and then
Oh yeah, she gets 2 lines. That's always good.
2 lines, 2
That's-
whole
that's
lines.
enough.
That's
Yeah,
more
yeah,
than that
yeah.
whole family got.
So
So,
just tears. That's all they got. Was
Like,
just tears.
is
and stuff.
sobbing a line?
Will that get you?
parentheticals do count.
Will
I
that
guess.
get you employment in the Screen Actors Guild?
Only if you're really
I
fucking
don't-
good.
Does that count as lines? Did that extra get paid extra?
You should know, movie boy. Come on.
Maybe that was she improv that to get a higher pay grade. To get a pay raise.
She deserved
Had a
more. She
SAG
was
card.
the only acting I believed in.
We told you to sigh, not sob.
Well, I think I know everybody's answer, but would you all recommend Snow Day to watch?
Oh God, no.
Absolutely.
Oh,
But you
God,
require
no.
drugs or alcohol. Okay, so drugs. Just consume them in whatever form you can and watch it because it is transcendent. It is one of those things that will break and shatter your childhood. and open your eyes to how fucking stupid this shit was when you're a kid, and you're like, wow, I'm really glad that I'm an adult and I actually pay taxes and like do stuff because I'm so glad I'm not this stupid anymore.
Okay, I can accept that. I would say as far as like if you
And you can drink. That's the other thing. Be glad that you can drink alcohol. And
That's another.
You're
good
not excited about snow days.
When
anymore.
there's no civilization anymore, anyone can drink alcohol. There's no laws. There's no cops. There's not even a snowplow man.
So the EU
Yeah.
must be
His
without
sister
law.
could like smoke crack and murder a hobo, and it's all right. There's no police out. It's a snow day.
Chevy Chase, Chris Elliott, Snow Day.
I'm going to ask my friends here to give me just a little push. I said a little one!
Anyway, so there you have it. Watch Snow Day or don't. I don't think it'll help you or hurt you any way you cut it. And be sure to rise up against your elders right now. Go out and incite violence and hijack any snowplow you see. Those views represent the ones of only us alone and not Rooster Illusion. I should say that for legal purposes. Anyway,
This
from
has
all
been
of
the
us,
communique from the Snow Day Liberation Front.
Brush your teeth.
from
your teeth.
all of
And
us
destroy municipal
here and at Rooster Illusion, I'd like to thank you guys for watching all of this and putting up with us. Have a safe and happy New Year's.
Also, most snowplow drivers in the state of Pennsylvania are generally private contracted and they have guns in their cars. So don't fuck.
Oh, that would have been
Guns
the
named
best.
True.
Like
Not Magpie's name is true.
Not
The gun's
Magpie's
name is true.
guns.
Like
And
he just
most
like
of them have
the
licenses
girl
to carry.
tries to get in the snowplow and he blows her in half. Clap her. Sound sync.
Cut this out?
I'm not gonna
Are you gonna cut this out?
Are you gonna
cut this out? Are you gonna cut this out?
No, now I'm gonna put it at the end of the goddamn video.
Are you gonna cut this out?
For sure.
Right.
Are we
So
allowed to talk about nipples?
her nipples are
We can talk about whatever.
This movie got dark. People didn't survive
Yeah.
Snow Day.
Oh,
Chevy Chase's wife.
Chevy Chase's wife.
Yeah.
The protagonist's mom.
Yeah.
She did look like Talia. I just thought she looked like a random lady from Romancing the Stone, but I'm not sure if she's the same lady.
isn't that the movie where Diane Keane gets her boob cut off?
What?
No.
That's Wonder Woman.
That's.
Hi everybody.
Are you
Welcome
gonna
to
cut this out?